Hey everybody, it's Stacie Duffy here, your Denver Metro real estate resource, and waiting until the right time, yeah, that's gonna cost you some money, okay? And here's the context for that, because a lot of people, when it comes to buying a home, they feel like they need to wait until the right time. Talk to an agent or your local trusted realtor. If you're in the Denver metro area, call me, because determining what the right time is for you, a lot of times people define that as, well, I feel good about it. Okay, that will cost you money. I just want you to be aware of that. And that's fine as long as you understand that it's a price you're willing to pay. But a lot of times the right time for you, really a realtor can give you a really good recommendation on that. And I have some past clients that have written me glowing reviews because they didn't realize when the right time was, and they have talked to agents or whatever and didn't get the advice they needed or the information they needed to know when the right time was. So for example, I've had clients that reach out to me and said, hey, it's December, and they're like, we think we want to buy a house in the spring. It's our first place. We have 5% down. We know the market's really aggressive. And we know we'll probably have to bid on a house to buy it. And by the way, here's our budget and it's kind of tight. Then I'm going to say, cool. Okay, are you super picky on the exact house and neighborhood and combination and finishes and everything you're looking for? Or are you a little bit more flexible? And it's like, oh, no, we can live with a lot of different layouts. It's just us, blah, 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 right? So they're flexible on location, age, finishes, that kind of stuff. Usually my number one answer is gonna be, cool. If it's a really aggressive spring market and you're not in a rush and you have some flexibility and some time, then maybe August, September, October. That's our window, right? So plan on that. And by the way, plan on budgeting for a lease break fee if you're gonna do a 1-year lease, or try to do a short-term lease and budget for the extra money that it costs each month, because all of that money that you're gonna spend each month, or the money you're gonna spend on a lease break fee, is going to be a lot less than the money you have to bid up to compete against other buyers, or cash you have to bring to cover appraisal gap. Okay? Because you're in a competing market in the spring versus waiting until a little bit later in the year when you don't have to compete and you can finance some of those costs, and you're a little cash tight anyway, so you don't have the cash to compete now, but you have the budget and the income to pay an extra $100 a month, but you don't have the extra 10 grand to compete in the beginning. So those are the kind of things that a good realtor can give you advice on, okay? Or can give you information on, and I'll link to a video up above and down below, on making an educated decision, because it is not our job to make the decision for you. It's our job to give you enough information to make that decision and feel good about it, okay? So the other thing is that I want to talk about is, a lot of people are like, well, the market's kind of uncertain. I don't feel like it's a good time to buy a house right now. I'm like, cool. My husband has said this to me. I'm like, I love you, babe. I love you dearly. And I understand your concerns, but I do this for a living, okay? And I give people this advice every day. So why is it that you don't feel good about buying a house right now? Is it, your monthly budget's too tight? Or is it just, hey, I'm uncomfortable with it, but I don't have a reason? Because a lot of times it's the latter. And a lot of times people feel comfortable about buying a house when everybody else they know is buying a house. They're like, well, everybody else is doing it, so it's gotta be a better time to do it, right? Like, that makes more sense, because if other people are doing it, they're not gonna do something stupid, so I'm just gonna do what everyone else does. Cool. You are not a special snowflake. Therefore, when you do what everyone else does, you put yourself in with everybody else. And you're competing, and you're fighting over the same houses, and you're moving at the same time, so movers cost more, and you're trying to get new appliances when everybody else is, and so they're on back order, and all of these kinds of things, right? So just because everyone you know is like a little uneasy about the market doesn't mean it's a bad time to buy a house, okay? And the bad time is all dependent upon what's right for you. For your situation, yeah, it might be a bad time. If you're like, hey, I just got reload here, I'm on a temp assignment, I'm probably gonna move in 6 months, you bet your ass it's a bad time to buy a house. Like, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. It doesn't make much sense. So, but if it's, hey, I've been renting in the area for the last 3 or 4 years, and we're, going to have a baby, and now we need more space, and we want to be able to, to baby proof and customize and do all these things, and we want to have a yard, and we want to invest in ourselves and our future, and we're not going to be moving for a long time. But it's December. I feel like it would be better to move in March. Okay? Well, you may have a newborn then, and I'll tell you, as somebody who has moved pregnant and with a almost 2-year-old, moving with a newborn would be a lot harder than moving with one kid and pregnant with the second one. Like, the second one I can carry around, like they're inside. I still have 2 hands. So think about those things, because I've had people come to me and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna have babies in March, and we're thinking about moving in the spring. I was like, that's cool, but that sounds like a hell of a lot of work and really stressful. Why wouldn't you move before then, so you can be settled and comfortable before craziness starts, before newborns and kids and toddlers and everything starts for the next 2, 3, 4 years? So anyway, just things that I get as far as giving perspective on what's the right time. Okay, identify what your goals are, because if you can't define what is right or wrong if there is no goal or question to tie it to. That's the thing. You're asking a qualitative question and trying to get a quantitative answer. It doesn't work. So figure out what your goals are. Are your goals to move when life is less stressful? Or are your goals to, get in a very specific type property and you need more inventory options available and you need more homes listed? So then a spring market makes more sense, because then you have more choices. Are you less picky and you don't have the cash or the money or the effort or energy to fight and to compete? Then maybe the fall market makes more sense. Like, is getting a good deal and negotiating feeling like that's what you need? Okay, then you need a market condition indicative of that, or having the opportunity for those things to come up. So understand what's right for you, and define quantitative yes or no goals. Or quantitative goals, doesn't have to be yes or no, but quantitative goals that you can then give quantitative answers to. Okay, hopefully that gives a little bit more context. I'm just getting a lot of questions, and it's a weird time of year, and the market condition's weird, and these are the kind of things that I have to explain to people of, is it the right time to buy? What's your goal? There is no right or wrong. Like, there is no right or wrong without context. Okay, so anyway, if you need help understanding what that goal is, or you're in the Denver metro area and you need to know, is it the right time to buy or to sell, or what makes sense? Let's make a strategy, let's make a game plan. Call me, guys. My number is down below. Feel free to call me, text me, email me. I don't really look at my Instagram DMs. I'm not on there very much, sorry. I have 2 tiny humans, so I'm not really on social as much as I used to be. But reach out to me. I would love to help you determine what makes sense for you and what is right for you, and that way we can make a timeline and a game plan and help you get to that goal. Okay, so if you need a me in another area, or you're not here, or you need someone in Cincinnati or California or Atlanta or whatever to help you with this, reach out. I have a form down below so I can connect you with a couple of agents in your area. I always try to make more than one connection to give you some options so you can interview agents. But the more information you give me, the better connection I can make. So I have a great network of people. Let me set you up with them. And anyway, thanks so much for the time. Hopefully this was helpful for y'all. If it was, hit the like button. Okay, that helps other people find it. As always, subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And y'all have a good one.